it's a new season. These are 5 things you need to know before you go to Halloween Horror Nights 2024.
Halloween Horror Nights 2024 is going to be incredible, and we're still eagerly awaiting announcements in the coming weeks.
They're gonna be here before you know it.
But these 5 tips are really for these newbies, and even if you're a seasoned vet of Halloween Horror Nights, we think these 5 tips could make your Halloween Horror Nights even better.
We don't normally do our pro tips in any particular order whatsoever, but today we're switching it up. We're gonna count our way backwards, starting at 5, work our way to most important tip number 1. So before you go to Halloween Horror Nights, let's kick it off, starting with tip number 5.
Tip number 5 is bring earplugs and sunglasses.
Very important items when you go to Halloween Horror Nights to help, let's just say, remove a little bit of that extra stimulus before you go into your houses.
Halloween Horror Nights houses are incredibly loud, and we know that's kind of the point. It's a bit disorienting and it really puts you on edge, but it can be borderline uncomfortable sometimes in those houses.
You come out going, wow, what just happened to me? So to make your trip through the houses a little more enjoyable and a little less chaotic, we recommend using both earplugs and, before you go into the houses, wearing sunglasses, especially at the start of the day, night, when it's still daytime out. It's pretty bright, and then you walk into a super dark house. So before you get into that house, have those sunglasses on so your eyes don't have to adjust as much. And then additionally, before you get in the house, throw those earplugs in. You'll thank yourself afterwards. Our 4th tip on this list of 5 is to go to Halloween Horror Nights with a plan. Now, that's a really broad way of saying know what you want to do when you go into the parks. Whether that's starting the night in a Stay and Scream, hitting particular houses, going to the shows, and just enjoying your night. There's a variety of ways you can break down your evening to have the best plan possible.
The biggest things we recommend are know what houses that you absolutely, positively have to hit that night and where they're located in the parks. A second thing is, if there are shows that you really want to see, make sure you know what time those shows start, so that you don't miss them as you get busier throughout the night.
There is a process of queuing up for houses, queuing up for the shows, and getting a good spot so that you can enjoy the show in all of its entirety, whether it might be a water show or if they bring back Nightmare Fuel. Again, we're still waiting to get these announcements at this time. However, if the show starts at 8, you're gonna wanna get in line ahead of time so you can get in there and get, a reasonable spot within the stadium. On top of it, when it comes to having a plan, that might be planning ahead before you even get to your night of HHN by buying Express. So if you wanna understand and learn more about Express passes, we do have a video for you. We'll link it below. Check it out after you get through these 5 tips. Tip number 3.
Even though it's September and October and you probably think that it's gonna be cooler outside, it's not. It's gonna be really hot.
Hurricane season, baby.
And it's gonna be wet.
When you go to the parks, make sure you have some sort of light rain jacket or poncho or something to keep the water off of you. It might be the water outside, or it could be walking through the houses and some water inside. But be ready that there might very much be rain during your night of HHN, at least for a little while.
Especially if you're going night 1, it is almost guaranteed to rain. And so having something to cover up is paramount when you're waiting to go through houses or waiting in those Stay and Scream areas.
I will just tee this one up for Ben. Go ahead and insert the clip of me standing under an umbrella that leaks in the rain on night 1 at HHN 32 from last year.
Now, it's definitely a balance because, like we just said, it's going to be hot. So don't bring a jacket that's very, very heavy.
No.
A way to double up is use an umbrella, because those Stay and Scream areas can be very sunny, and that umbrella can help give you a little bit of buffer from that bright, hot Florida sun.
I like a light rain jacket because it's easy to throw on and off, as well as if there is a lot of stuff hanging in the haunted houses, a light rain jacket's a really great way to not have to feel that on your arms. We experienced that in the bug house a year or 2 ago.
And as always, in Florida, bring sunscreen.
Yes.
So you don't get sunburned.
Prepare for that weather.
Tip number 2.
You can save so much more money by purchasing multi-night tickets for HHN.
Emphasis on can.
It doesn't mean you have to buy multi-night tickets. However, if you're looking to visit HHN over 3 times within the season, we've done the math. It really factors out to buy a multi-night ticket instead of multiple single night tickets.
Now that does mean come with a plan and know what tickets are good for what nights.
Yes.
I know some of the verbiage can get very, very confusing. Be sure to read the details on each of the multi-night tickets to understand what nights you can go with each of the tickets. When in doubt, Ultimate Fear Pass, and you'll be good to go.
If you have questions about tickets, we also have a video on that is linked below. And if you're still confused, because I know there's a lot of specific language dedicated to Halloween Horror Nights, and just tickets get confusing, let's be real, feel free to reach out to us. We are more than happy to help make sure that you get the most bang for your buck with your HHN tickets. And the final #1 tip that we have for you today, if you are going to Halloween Horror Nights 2024, tip #1,
Go with a Scream Squad.
Now, we know that Universal talks about bringing your Scream Squad and never go alone, all of that. And for the longest time, we were like, we're good together. This is a Scream Squad in itself. No, I love my husband, but no, this is not a true Scream Squad. Bring your friends, go and do the houses. You will have 10 times better of a time doing Halloween Horror Nights with your friends.
That's not to say you can't have fun alone. We know plenty of people that go to Halloween Horror Nights by themselves and have a great time.
True.
But we have absolutely fallen in love with going through the houses with our friends. Some of the experiences and things you'll see in the houses are one of those core memories that you'll have throughout the entire year.
And if you don't have a Scream Squad, make one when you're in the lines. Like, we've gone through houses with our friends. Shout out to Jeremy, Danny, Whomping Wizard, her husband Brad, like
Sean,
yes, yeah,
Bell
Sean
Hands.
and Lauren. Like, we've had a great time going through houses with our friends. However, we've also gone through the houses by ourselves and made Scream Squads as we've gone. It is so much more fun to go through the houses, enjoy the screams, and then afterwards you are just absolutely rolling and laughing about them because you had such a good time and you had people to share it with.
If there are any tips that you want to help first timers with, be sure to throw them in the comments because we want to make sure that everyone can have the best Halloween Horror Nights 2024 that they can possibly have.
If you enjoyed this video and you want more free stuff, we want to send it to you. So go to the description box below and we have an email list that you can add your info to. And when you add your info, we will shoot you a detailed Halloween Horror Nights write-up made specifically by Ben over here. And we hope to see you in the fog.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.